I have talked about Lowndes County High School, the all-white school board of education, all males I might add, and you will think that that's all to it. I'm here to tell you that there's a whole lot more to it. There's a whole lot more to the discrimination at Lowndes County school system. And sooner or later, unless Jesus and God is a liar, always coming out, man, they will not be able to cover this up and hide it much longer. No, they won't do it. And so we know the liars. We know those out there who ignores the people stationed at Moody Air Force Base and here in Valdosta. We know them by name. But we don't focus on them too much because we know that God is yet on the throne, keeping watch over his own. But let me focus on Hahira, Georgia, Hahira Middle School. When my son attended that school and the discrimination of blacks at that school. Now, the news media in South Georgia would not publish this, although we tried. I was in the military then. There was an educator. I have the files on the table here at my house. I started to put the teacher's name in this video, but that's not the flavor of my nature. But if you call me, I can give it to you. She was discriminating against black kids. And when my son confronted her through a letter that he wrote in the 5th grade, and it got to Miss Rogers, and Miss Rogers at that time was the principal of that school. I call her name. And I didn't know what was going on, and I was spanking my son because of this disgraceful and distasteful letter that he wrote, and it apparently got into the hands of the educators and the principal of that school, and so they called me in. I went in and I came home. I was so upset with my son. I began to spank him. I hit him 5 times. And he said, "Daddy, the teacher out there is prejudiced and she's unfair to black children." I said to my oldest son, I said to him, "What proof do you have?" He said, "Dad, all the black kids say this." And he started crying. He said, "Daddy, we are tired of it." I got in my car. My late wife, Ruby, got in the car. My 3 children got in the car. A 1980 black Bonneville. And we rode back in those years to people that the bus was, houses that the buses would stop to. And I talked to the parents. And when I saw there was a little credibility to what my son said, I took names, I took addresses, and I took pictures. I took all of this information, I typed up, I got it in the house, I typed up a letter, and I sent it to the school system. Not just to Hahira Middle School, but I went to the superintendent's office. I was able to go on the property then. They hadn't banned me then. For nothing. And make a long story short, I was stationed at Moody Air Force Base. I told the commanders out there what had happened because we had other students from Moody Air Force Base going to Hahira Middle School. I'm going to close this clip because I'm keeping these brief. They informed me. I even have a letter that in the house on the table now. I started to read it, but I don't think the time is yet for that. But before it's over, people gonna know the truth, man. These wicked people, I ain't talking about the righteous, these wicked people and their children, not by what black folk do. That's why I ask black folk, don't be like they are to you. Don't you be like that to them. Let God handle it. And believe me, he's handling it. Sometimes it takes a slow process. But I know, I can see God working. But back on point, because I want to be brief. they gave that letter, they gave that educator, she was a female, white lady. Oh, I can give you her name just as plain, every bit of it, but I'm not going to do that. Because this was just God using her to paint this picture that's being painted about this racist, ugly, disgraceful, unchecked, unbalanced system here in Valdosta, Lowndes County in the state of Georgia. And it's going to be painted, man. It's going to be painted so the whole world will know what Jesus was talking about when he said, and ye shall know the truth, and that the truth will set and make you free. And when he said heaven and earth will pass away, but my word and my truth will stand forever. See, some people don't believe in God. See, some people go to church with you and they say they believe in God, but they really are worshiping Satan. And you will know them because they don't have the fruits of the Spirit, which are love, just, temperance, patience, that type of thing, joy, long. They don't have that. And so you don't have to argue with them. Don't even get angry with them. When you pray, tell God, thank you, God, for using them to fulfill divine prophecy. Now, so in the conclusion, all I'm saying to you, we took those parents' signatures, affidavits, and we proved our point, because my son had enough something in him to stand up, and he had a daddy, by the grace of God, that was not afraid of commanders at Moody Air Force Base. I was not afraid of the news media outlet to try to seek their help to expose this discrimination here in Lowndes County. But they didn't, just like then, back in the 80s, they didn't give a damn, and they don't give a damn today. Peace be unto you. The truth gonna knock, baby. The truth gonna knock. Behold, I stand at the door and knock, says Jesus. And if any man hear my voice and harden his heart, have a nice day. Bye-bye. We gone.